Good afternoon and welcome to the LGT World Women's Curling Championship from the heart of Lake District, Silkeborg, Denmark. Good look at the Silkeborg lakes that are connected to the Gudnau River. Numerous outdoor activities in the town of 43 people. Reason why they give it the title Outdoor Capital of Denmark. But we are indoors this afternoon at the Silkeborg Sports Center for session 13 and our feature game. An important one for both sides. It is Canada taking on China. I'm Luke Coley, joined shortly by Kenny Edwards. We are in for must-win games for Canadian side now, while China sits on one loss. Canada, a two-loss game yesterday. Teams lining up, waiting to go. Should be fun here this afternoon. We will get a chance as the people file in here to the Sports Center. Tune in and see what will happen. The red and white Maple Leaf has made its way over. The Canadian contingent watching on, hoping for better results than they've had in the day previous. Let's meet the teams. For Canada, their lead, Rochelle Brown. Their second, Dana Ferguson. Third player, Sarah Wilkes. And their skip, Chelsea Carey. They'll take on China with their lead, Ma Jingyu. Second, Yo Mingyu. Skip throwing third stones, Meiji. And skip throwing fourth stones, Wang Ru. Here's a look at the standings coming in. 3 teams atop, including China, Korea, and Sweden, all at 6-1. Then Russia right behind at 6-2. Scotland, Switzerland hold on to those final 2 playoff spots at 4-3. Then Canada, Germany, Japan, USA at 3-4. Denmark and Latvia at 1-6. Finland rounding out the field at 0-7. Here in session 13, Finland will take on Korea over on sheet A. On sheet B, it's Denmark, Scotland. We're on sheet C for our feature matchup. And on sheet D, Latvia takes on the USA. And that brings us to where we start this 13th session. All the teams are past the halfway point. Team Canada getting honored, as they honor every team throughout the afternoon and evening sessions, for earning the right to play at the World Championship and represent their country. Kenny, how much pressure on a Canadian side coming into this game?
Yeah, thanks, Luke. I think there's quite a bit of pressure on Team Canada coming into this matchup. Even more so the fact that China are sitting top of the table, 6-1. Canada can't afford to drop any more games. 4 losses would still see you into the playoffs, Luke.
Yeah, we saw 6 just get in last year, but it also saw 6 losses as China and Wang Rei knows didn't make them in, even though they had the same record. Don't want to get into that tiebreaker where it's out of your hands. It comes down to draw shot or head-to-head records. Win your games, and Canada will have a chance. A tough final schedule for both these teams, but China sitting with just 1 loss, a lot more comfortable than the Canadian side. Got to have a short memory and forget yesterday, a 2-loss day. And 2 games they should have had after the first half, tale of 2 halves in both games.
Yeah, got off to a really great start against Team Scotland and then ended up losing that down the last. And then we're really in control against the USA, and then just one poor end. USA did play some good shots though to construct a 5, and they just looked all at sea, Team Canada, following that. But look as if they've come out fighting this morning, 27.8 millimeters from the draw the shot. So they've maybe parked that and decided, yep, now's the time to start playing.
Well, it's a fresh start, a fresh game. It's a new day. They'll try to do it. They'll have their red jackets and shirts on. We'll have the red stones. Well, China wearing the white. We'll have yellow and get things going. Ma Jingyu, the lead for this Chinese team. And I like it, not wasting any time. They will go after Canada, not let them ease into this game, say, let's go get it right now.
Yeah, it's just shows the confidence of this young Chinese side. Wang Rei skipping at her first World Championship. And you would have thought she'd been at numerous championships with the way she's calling and playing.
Oh, Rochelle Brown, 32-year-old lead for Team Canada out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Good throw, Rochelle.
Play that tick shot and leave a center line guard. 23-year-old lead for Team China.
This one just grabbed a little bit of debris, I think, and pulled up short. Not sure if China realised that that's picked a bit of debris, but just took a little bit of a curl at the end and slowed it right up.
I missed, actually, you guys. I think I'm going to give this a ride. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, that was probably Becky. Line's parasite. I don't really want to. Line's okay. Stay with it, Dana. Can't.
So this is
okay, you're fine.
first
Fine,
end,
go on.
but both teams having a practice. So the ice should be up to speed.
And I wonder if they looked at that last one and saw, didn't see it pick anything, slow down, and reacted that way, going to the back of the 12-foot. Yao Mingyu, 25-year-old, was the alternate last year when China finished with a 6-6 record and was in the outside looking in to the playoff picture. Kenny, if you see her in the hallways or anything, maybe ask her to sing. She's a big fan of singing.
Well, was making quite a bit of noise with that one because it just pulls up short as well. That one just dug in. So maybe a little bit of frost developing up on the ice early on.
Dana Ferguson, the 32-year-old, also out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Line's good. To it. Okay, go hard. Hard then, Sarah. Hard, Sarah. Just to it. Gotta go.
Does work at the Saville Center in Edmonton as well. One of the national training centers in Canada. Come down and look at the rules of play. 6 ends must be played. 38 minutes of thinking time given to each team with 1 60-second timeout.
I thought it would underthrow.
That one gets in for shot stone for Canada. I think a good start for Canada, very important for their psyche.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it'd be good for Canada to get off to a good start, maybe score a couple of points in this first end, really settle them down. But this is where China have been really strong. They've went after teams right from the get-go. That's a really nice freeze.
Yeah, it has good angle on that, so that's the worry. Doesn't look like they're shot.
I would have thought we might have seen Canada come around that and just
Try
trump
and
it.
get on the inside of it.
Hard. Right to it. Clean. You're good.
Was this call
Thanks,
is
Dana.
just
Good
to
for you guys.
maybe simplify the game a bit?
I think so, yeah. Shows the level of confidence they have. Things just not going their way this week so far.
加油！ 稍微有一点，稍微有点。我觉得按9秒5来了，那个点。行。
Well, now that it's open, chance for China can get rid of it. It does open up play to try and use that one guard out in front.
Well, makes the red go away. Leaves 3 yellow stones. Counting.
Yeah, and this Chinese team follows, as it really started, was the Randy Furby rink that had the skip throwing 3rd stones, allowed the 4th stone thrower just to throw those final 2.
I think possibly Marcel Rock had something to do with this.
A little bit try and set that up. Marcel now back coaching a Canadian team this year. Was in working with the Chinese team for years. More Canadians though on the Chinese bench this year. Both Carolyn McCrory and Mike Harris working with the Chinese Federation. But it is China lying 2. Sutter Wilkes didn't get to the inside. It's 3rd shot.
Yeah, just unlucky with that one. Chance for China to get round the center and really punish that slight mistake. But this one looks way heavy. Line doesn't look good either.
There's a look, Mike Harris. Obviously only a certain number of coaches allowed on the coaching bench. Keeping an eye out, he'll be one to watch other games, try and help match stones. See what's going on, all the other games as well.
Okay, it was good. Yeah.
No lack of focus or attention to detail given for the Chinese rink. And this team, lots of funding coming, especially with the next Olympics going to Beijing.
Just needs to curl a hair. There we go, over the top. Really nice shot from Wilkes.
Good shot.
Oh.
Really nice.
3 red stones now in the rings.
Oh, sorry, I didn't stop my stopwatch. Sorry. Well, it might have come down though. It's probably good in the end. Nice there. Good throw. Yeah, weight was good. No, I think it's
really nice throw.
I thought it might catch some curl, but no, it was
She's
nice.
been the
it was good.
spark plug on this team that really got things going.
Okay. Then I just had to throw like easy peel on that one.
For him. Okay, that makes sense. So up like a weight class, half a weight class.
Yeah.
The line, it's straightening out, so in theory it'll get back.
Well, Wong Ray, 24-year-old, 5th World Championship. Listed at every single different position so far. The Worlds make the double back. Leave that one sticking back of the 12-foot.
Well, 3/4 stone. And both these yellows will go away and leave Canada sitting 3.
I think we got to try to kill both. You like that? Okay. Yeah,
Even if you half stone this, look.
Yeah.
Like good firm at least.
Get rid of them even if you end up rolling out. Lie 2.
Like I'm thinking the thinner the better as long as we're hitting it, right?
The 2008 all over again. I literally felt we were in that NACA, yeah.
double's really thin. I think we gotta try it.
Okay.
Easy peel.
Okay, you got this, Chels.
Yeah, going for peel weight though. Look, that just tells me they're not going to hang around with their shooter.
That leave a double back for China?
Potentially.
Chelsea Carey, two-time Canadian champion. Missed the podium in her first World Championship back in 2016. Trying to get off to a good start, make the double. And shooter goes out as well, so the double made.
Nice shot, Chelsea. Good brush. Great sweep for Chelsea.
Good throw.
Thanks, good call. Pretty nice there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Curled a little bit, but it wasn't crazy.
Sorry.
Got a good portion of that one.
I know, I looked too, but I just don't think there really were any.
I was like, well, if we nose our hair inside, it would drag across his back.
Does make that double in lines too. Leaves a double back. But you force your opponent to make this double. Otherwise you get a chance at an open draw or open hit to score your two. Wong Ray needs to answer right back with a double of her own.
This was very close.
Big sweep, got enough of the back one, and will go across the top. And will continue to spin. And what do you think, Kenny? Is it shot or not?
I think the red's just the shot.
It is close. I think they might have to hit this one. If you're taking that close of a look, I think you hit it.
Yep, if in doubt, hit it out.
It's gonna feel a little heavy underfoot.
Is the out turn easier? Just thinking, I'm not sure. I think the in-turn might really curl with the freshness. What do you think? Do you like this better?
I like this.
Solid normal?
Yes, you got it. Feel good?
I think it'll come up a bit, yeah. Yeah, like I think I'm throwing you almost firm and it should come off.
Yeah, so opportunity for Canada to
It's
get
really
two on the
close.
board early
I
on.
don't want to have to hit it, but I
Said
think
this
we
be
have
a
to.
real important start for Team Canada to get
Thinking
off.
this should curl.
Score a couple with the
First
hammer.
one down here.
Yeah, Sarah was going a little bit more, sort of like that first end. It's not feeling quite great underfoot.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
thinking
Chelsea,
I
she
throw
didn't
you,
really want
like,
to have to hit this,
not
but
quite
she's
firm,
going to
but
have to.
almost, it should come down.
She's
Yeah.
just not sure.
So the final stone,
Normal.
first end.
Yep. Hard. Really hard. Hard, Rochelle.
Rachel Brown going hard on this one. Hard for a piece.
Trying to get anything and will flash the open hit to score two. Now, is it one or is it two? Might see a measure. They will measure this, but that has the shot that's made, tells the story of the whole week so far.
Yeah, not what you expect to see from Chelsea Carey.
Or any team in this field, let alone Canada, the back-to-back reigning champions with different teams.
Well, I
Beat
wanted to
the
do out-turn, but then I thought it was easier 'cause I don't know
2017
what
champion
out-turn's
in
gonna
the
do, but it just
Canadian
looks-
Championship to win this, to get here.
Yeah, a little surprised they didn't just put the broom down, edge of stone, and just throw it nice and hard.
Sometimes when you're fighting it a bit, or you're overthinking what it's going to do. You've played how many games? But we've talked on and off air just countless times of how much these world championships have changed and how different they are from a national championship.
So the dial will go round to about 1.5 for the red. Let's see if the yellow touches that needle.
I thought it might have just been yellow at the end.
Oh,
But it isn't.
it's the red.
So Canada able to get one. They're fortunate to get one in that point. Maybe a little sigh of relief. They don't give a cheap point on the flash by Carey. 1-0. Canada leads China.
It was. Like, I like the same, like, I don't think.
现在再打，现在再往回打，就是边儿这边的击打，稍微就打正常会大一点也行。行，因为先替我打掉，点稍微也给富裕一点。
确保赢里边就是少一点球。
行。
因为我现在也不太确定点线。
好的，对，今天场地可能需要再找2局，因为好像不确定。
但是你别。
A little late. Curling early. That was just over. Yeah.
Wasn't the perfect start for the Canadian side, but they do get on the board. They get a single point. And not the second end, the start to it.
Size is not very, no.
Michelle Brown hogs her first stone. A lot of talk about sides, Kenny. Now, is that ones that are used a little bit more? Slowing down?
To be honest, look, I think they're maybe just overthinking this. They have a 9-minute practice and a draw to the button. They were only 28 millimeters after 2 draws to the button. They know what the ice is doing. They're just overthinking things, overthinking everything. But maybe the ice has just changed because even China's struggling to get this one over.
So back-to-back hogged stones. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
There's quite a lot of people in the arena for this draw.
Well, it's not a good feeling as a player if you don't have that feel of what weight you need to throw. Understand all these teams, you're using stopwatches, you're getting a feel for it that way and timing, but you also have to have that feel. So they go the other turn, it goes top 8 foot.
Well, China just going to ignore that, go with the guard.
I just don't know.
So we'll play a 7-rock end each side.
I don't know why it seems that. Good, I think that's good, Michelle.
Ma Jingyi.
This one looks short as well.
It's over, but they want to get in a usable position.
Both teams struggling with this draw weight.
And with that draw shot challenge, it's not one turn or the other. You throw one turn clockwise and one counterclockwise.
Over curling. Needs to curl? It does not need to curl. Never needs to curl. 2. Over and off. 2. Sorry, Chelsea. Good sweep. Just very different. Yeah, no, I get it. Don't worry.
Well, look at the coach, Dan Carey.
I don't think he's going to have any his nails left by the end of this week.
He's still sitting at this point. I think other games he's been standing, almost pacing a little bit.
I thought it was a little light on him.
It's a tough job in behind. So the coaches are done their work before the event, and once it's really the game starts, there's not a whole lot they can do. It's only that one timeout that teams can take, have that interaction with their coach, and they'll have a conversation in the 5th end break.
This one's out wide. Hasn't hit the break yet, though, has it?
No, seemed to just run right down straight, the sheet of ice. It's been a peculiar start to this second end. Zhang Zhepeng, coach of Team China. Now, Kenny, in a game where it's still the second end, but the weight seems to be a little different. Do you try and play a few more hits as opposed to draws?
Yeah, for sure. It's a little bit more predictable playing the takeouts than the draws.
Sides are just really different. I knew this was going to be straight.
So again, going out wide, we'll see. Maybe the last one was just put it out a bit on the release.
Potentially, but it did run very straight, didn't it? And passing the guard by a good couple of feet. Still not taking a break in behind there. So very, very straight.
We'll look over to sheet A. Finland looking for win number 1, taking on Korea, who come in at 6-1.
I think this is shot now. So I think we have to hit it anyway.
Kenny, just a quiet tap here for 2.
Yeah, I just need to get a hair inside the nose for 2. This one looks good. Just needs to push the red out of the forefoot, and that's exactly what she's going to do. A score of 2 in the opening end. Great start for Korea.
Yeah, and that team played at the World Juniors. They just finished 5th at the Juniors, which shocking considering how well they're playing here. One of those weeks where you're just a little bit off. Canadian side will know that, just a little bit off themselves.
Good, sir. 9-5.
Poker straight.
Getting better in that spot. Yeah.
So that's the intern coming to the home end. On that wide side, we'll have to keep an eye throughout the game what it does.
The benefit this time is they can play a little bit extra weight because the red's at the back of the 8-foot. They've got some backing. Now see this one, it's beginning to take the pull, just a foot inside where they were.
A little ridge, a little bit of a hill.
Potentially. Now this is going to be a hard spot to follow. You see the curl it's taken it past the guard by a couple of inches, and it's come fully out the other side.
Like I'm wondering how.
Do you want me to just throw it straight through? I don't think I'll get the same movement.
Do you want less ice?
No, I'm just...
Straight through is good.
Yeah. Like I just won't set it because if I think I set it, it'll freeze to my rock.
They're much softer.
Okay,
So.
12-8. Yeah.
Again, just overthinking this a little bit. Just put the brood down, throw the ice.
Say when she says, throw it straight through. Be right to the room, sometimes maybe trying to get it started or holding the line a bit.
Yeah, just throw it nice and clean.
We're only T-line. You gotta try, Dana. Help her, Rochelle, help her. Line's getting better.
This will come now.
Gotta curl it, gotta curl it.
This will come now.
Hard for everything. Keep going, go, 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 go. Hard to forfeit, hard to forfeit, hard to forfeit. Great sweep, guys. Nice.
Just throw the weight.
You just gotta trust it sometimes.
I got scared. I went for legs for most of that. Good.
You need to get that freeze though, because it's still in a pretty good spot.
Great shot.
Can you get to the inside of that other red? And
no, I was with you. But yeah.
I still think you can get to the inside of that red because they pushed the guard by quite a big margin.
不行就把中间那站位刮开呀，是吧？洗完了再抠出来，但是我不太确定能不能下来，我怕他给他。你想你要打哪个？你寻思不行从中间可不行把俩站位清开呢？不够吗？差不多不行清开了，要不然就这个。 行，加油！啥劲儿？正常还是咋的？正常大一点。行。
Does it look like they may try the hole?
够不够就再此一举了。
That's what they're looking at.
I thought maybe there might be a chance coming off that side red one, but it's so tight to that guard out in front. As we'll look in Latvia and the US. Looks like Latvia lying. 1-2. Jamie Sinclair get to the nose and make this raise double, possibly for 3.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult, this one. Certainly not tight with this one. Very close. 1, 2. Has she pushed it out the forefoot? Oh, she has. What a shot by the USA skip to score 3. Wow.
Great shot for the back-to-back US champion. I think this might be one of the first times this week that we've seen the US up multiple points in the first 5 ends of a game.
He always found themselves a couple of shots down and chasing the game.
Meanwhile here, Meiji unable to get through the hole.
Not even freeze, just hop 4. Okay. This is Sarah's ice, which I think is max, but I don't want to take any less because it's a different path.
Yeah, I can actually carve it too because I didn't end up carving hers because I wanted legs on it more than anything.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. Okay. Still slow though, hey? Like it timed 13.3, but I think she thinks she threw it harder than that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it looks like a 14 out of hand.
Yeah, like a high 12, 13.
So like easy hack sort of thing?
Yeah. Yep.
You can hear they're saying they're just about having to throw hack weight to get around this.
Weight's good. T. T top 4. T.
Saying T weight.
Really close.
The line's really good. It's a little bit narrower.
Dana. Tapping for sure. Hard. Tapping a foot.
It's beginning to move now.
Hard.
Talking about that carving, using the sweeping.
Hard on yellow.
Nice shot to set 2.
We'll look over Denmark and Scotland. What's going on over there?
Yeah, Madeleine Dupont facing what looks like 1 yellow at the back of the forefoot. Is there a port that she can come through?
They got their first win earlier today, so off the snide.
This is very tight. Whoa, through the port. Drives it back. Oh, picks up 3. What a shot by Madeleine Dupont. That first win, maybe just giving her confidence.
She is a great shot maker when she is on a bit of a roll, but she's a very hot or cold player. Very good, very bad. Struggled to be on the right side of the inch for the first 6 games. Wang Rui now, first of her 4th stones.
How's the line looking on this one? Can they get the inside of that red?
Trying hard.
Don't think they've done enough, Luke.
Looks like still 1-2 for Canada. Be interesting to where they ice this, because if you put it down, you go anywhere wider, it'll run straight. You go tighter, and it'll probably
Like,
over
I
curl.
want to play on the edge of 12.
Yeah, do you play the other hand?
We're still two. I think you just throw a guard over there.
Throwing the guard?
Yeah, basically throwing a corner guard.
I don't want to take any more ice because, again, it's the guest end, so I'm just going to set this a little bit harder because I was just kind of straight
We'll just
through.
keep Broom down.
Yeah, stay down, Rochelle. Probably, like, it actually probably can't hurt you to hit, like not
just
hit it
anywhere
hard.
Just like
up
like
front
a good
would be okay.
early. So I'm
Still
thinking
leaves
it'll be
the
similar
open
speed, so just
draw to the
proportional.
I
forefoot,
like proportional, yeah.
Okay.
but a good force for Canada in this second end.
Okay, it's
Three.
all there right now.
Yep, Rochelle.
3, 4.
Top 12.
See,
well
this one's
then.
Top 8.
top
Oh,
For
can't bounce
curling.
it.
Top 8. We're touching that maybe.
Closer, Shell.
8. Can't
No,
afford
we're
to
just
touch
top
that yellow.
8. We're not to the yellow.
Whoa.
Okay, well done.
Whoa.
Not
Can't
even-
afford
not
to
the
touch
yellow.
it.
We're not to the yellow.
Curling a lot.
Look at this over curling that Yellowstone.
But it's, yeah.
Shoot. Good sweep. Shoot.
好一点呢。
Do you play the tap or the cold draw? I think you just play the cold draw.
I think so. It doesn't quite, the angles don't quite look like they line up, do you?
一点就行。
But then again, they just need to catch an inch of that Yellowstone.
Good throw.
Probably had to take.
我刚才那力量大，刚才那力量就行了。和刚才那一样就行。力量大就给那俩球动了，也就不到。
Throw this one a little tight. It gets past the guard. You could chip them in for another one.
他刚才那力量就干。
It is Canada lying 2 at the moment.
他给你是
China
刚才
comes
那样
in 3 games ahead of Canada in the standings. Final shot here, the second
没有
end.
刚才力量大。哎，别停，别停下。没有刚才力量大。
Just have to chip this one in.
Long way. Leaving this one to curl. I think she's played the perfect weight for it to curl.
Just got to chip that yellow one in.
好球！
Nicely done. Good weight control. Good team shot by China. Get their 1. And we are all square after 2 ends of play. China, Canada, and session 13.
还好你这个劲儿可比刚才那个小点儿，
对
掉的比刚才那个大。
好球。
现在就是达成一个目的，就是简单，然后先自由，那就肯定击打。我现在。
Welcome back, our live coverage. The LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019. Silkeborg, Denmark. I'm Luke Coley, joined with Kenny Edwards. Both sides getting a single, both in very different ways to start off this match. In the third end, we start with the center line guard.
Yeah, China having to tap Yellowstone in for the single.
12-5? What are you thinking? Yeah, that's
And Canada having a chance to score 2 in the first.
So the first end ended with a flashed hit. Started the second end with back-to-back hog stones, one from each side. Now Canada attempting the tick shot here. And similar to the first, we'll tap that one in, but leave a center line guard.
It's time to 13. Okay, I just need to keep throwing more and more.
Yeah, I think you just gotta throw more. Yeah.
Sorry, girls. Thought that'd be fine out of hand.
Yeah, I think like what you said, you just need to.
Sometimes when things aren't going your way, you start second guessing everything you're doing. Remember, it is the game you love to play. Go out there and just go play.
Yeah, you've really hit the nail on the head there. It's a game you love to play. These guys wouldn't be doing it if they didn't enjoy it. Getting around this center guard.
Look at that late finish.
Yeah, very late finish.
Two very different approaches before the game. Canadian very stoic, very serious, whereas the Chinese team was doing a little bit of a line dance or goofing around, enjoying themselves before they get on for the practice ice, but very focused on every shot at hand.
Nice run back.
Good.
That's a nice shot. They also leave a guard, still something to use.
9-4. Yeah.
That held nice, yeah. I thought
You
that's
see
what it was.
China were messing around, having a bit of fun, but seen Rochelle Brown, she's certainly having a bit of fun.
That front end have played together a long time, joking around. They're big on social media, making sure they let all their fans and family and friends back home that aren't able to make the trip sort of see what's going on here in Silkeborg. Well hit, roll, and just out the other side. Just off being perfect. Yao Mingyu.
I don't mind this. Roll to a corner over there. Okay. I like it. Throw firm on this side, though, I think. Okay.
Yeah, I think the interesting part of the game will be after the fifth end when the ice is sat for a few moments. How the players come back and deal with the conditions. Because what we have seen at the fifth end break throughout the tournament is players coming on and throwing everything deep. Well, that's an absolute peach of a shot.
Nicely done. Dana Ferguson runs it straight back. And I like the call. They had a few different options. They could hit it. They could roll to a corner, make the double. There sits dead buried and shot stone in behind. Look to go around everything now. This is Canada here in the third end with the hammer.
How's the weight looking? Certainly running a lot truer down this left-hand side of the sheet.
Yeah, so on this side, it'll be, for most of the players, it'll be the out turn going away in the odd ends, the in turn in the even ends.
A little more, like
A little more, yeah. Okay, weight's good. Just bumper, bumper.
And as I say, be the out turn for most, it's the in turn for Dana Ferguson.
Well, this one's narrow, very narrow from Ferguson.
Get by the red.
How did she even get close to the nose of that one?
11.
That is a big sweep. It's a big shot for Canadian side. Lie two.
Yeah.
Miyaji just trying to replace that, but caught the top red. Does enough to remove the shot stone.
Big sweep just to go back and forth, be able to just catch that one after wrecking on the guard out front.
Okay. Probably normal. She'll go pretty straight. If it curls, we can do this too. That's fine.
Let's look over at USA against Latvia. Chance here for 3 back for Latvia. Raise that red one onto the yellow. Iveta Stasa Sarsune.
Yeah, great opportunity to score 3. Set that was one a little bit close to the center line.
Got to make contact with that one. And it'll go right by, so just 1 for Latvia. Missed opportunity to get right back into it. 3-1, USA leading after 3. Well, a hit, want to stick around.
You like just this?
Okay, okay, I like it.
The hit's as much of a guess as the draw, so.
Yeah, I like it. It's the call.
Okay.
Do you think like similar to what you threw here?
Like that draw.
I think that's a good sign
to,
hearing them, seeing the smiles and the chuckles on that one.
Pretty bad, yeah.
I think Peggy might be able to give you
Yeah, they seem a lot more relaxed and loose out there this morning, even though they've missed a few shots.
And if it's 6 feet different, then we can sweep it there.
I think they've maybe just said, yep, let's just take a deep breath and enjoy this experience. I mean, you're at the World Championships representing your country. What more could an athlete ask for?
Not curling yet. Once it curls, yeah. There it goes.
Line's good. I think you stay down.
T-line.
I think you stay down.
We're all there right now.
Okay.
I don't want to.
13 and a half.
Okay, right back.
I think we're there on its own.
Don't leave her a hit.
We're there on its own.
Okay.
I think you're fine.
I know. I don't think we need to sweep it. That's okay.
Good. 3 and a half.
So it goes back, Canada line 2. Let's look over Denmark and Scotland. Scotland, 2 in there, nothing else in play. Sophie Jackson, chance to tie things up with Denmark. She missed a couple of final shot draws earlier today against Switzerland, led to the 7-1 loss. This one just needs to hit the house.
Not moved yet. Not curling yet.
No, just needs to
Curling a
hit
bit
the paint.
now.
A great bounce back. from the young Scottish skip to score 3 and level that match after the third.
Good. Yeah. 13-5. So.
Trying to roll in front. And they will just go roll too big the other side. Kenny, what do you like now? The center line guard, Canada with the hammer.
I think you're into the skip stones. So I would like to come around this, just top of the forefoot.
Yeah,
T.
I like that. Yeah, and we know it.
Partially open.
Sure,
That's pretty good. I don't know.
An edge on the outside, exactly what they're calling.
I like that. Okay,
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah.
They probably like it because they know what to
They
tell
know
me for
that.
speed.
Yeah.
I'm thinking edge 8. Is that enough?
I think that's minimum.
Okay, let's go here.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to draw for hammer. What do you think?
But do you think, what about what she gave us for
I
here?
think that's too much.
Think it's too much?
Oh, no, for there?
Yeah, the one with her guard.
I think that's pretty close.
I want to go to the other wing, but I don't know what to throw there, so I think this is better.
I don't mind this. Like, keep a piece open and
Yeah, like almost like, as long as she can't get unstuck,
this edge to
right?
edge is
Yeah.
great here.
Okay, so this should be similar to what I threw in last end, you think?
Yeah, like I was thinking that seemed like the one that went
Yeah,
top 8.
top 8.
Yeah,
Okay,
something
I like that. That's
yeah.
what I was thinking too.
Okay, perfect. You got this, Chels?
If it's going back, go way back, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got this.
So they don't want to bury this. They want to stay
that left.
open.
Okay. Top
Pretty
8.
similar. Pretty similar.
Top 8.
Mine's good. on
Mine's
you.
good. Top 4. Top 8.
Low then.
Low.
Just top 8.
Okay, where? Top 8. Clean. Top 4.
Mine's good.
Fully buried.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah, anywhere in, really. As long as it's not back tee.
Hard. Hard. Right
That's a really nice shot.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's good. That's
Although that was a very simple shot,
good sweep, guys.
that should give Chelsea Carey some confidence.
It's every shot you're really trying to build everyone up, but also building Chelsea, because he's had some mistakes, especially in this end. It's the tough part about being the skip is you got to have a short memory, but also a long memory. You got to remember lines and paths, but you got to forget your last shot, especially if it's a miss. Or if a make, you can't ride too high. This forces Wang Rei to go hit the back one, try and make the roll, but virtually conceding the 2. Well, little roll in, don't quite get shot. Chelsea Carey, chance here for Team Canada to get a deuce with the hammer.
Can't touch ours, we gotta get by it. I'm a little worried about going wider, no?
I think wider, we played out there.
Do you guys know the wider path here or no?
Probably.
Yeah, like that would just be what we played in the first end. Wide, yeah.
But it looks pretty worn in.
We haven't a guess for sure.
Like we threw
Yeah, the in-turn draws
I think this is
there.
not
Yeah.
bad.
Okay,
Their
look
hits
at
didn't
how
go nuts here. I think it'll be decent, like not
This
like
is where
that.
she threw like
Gonna
heel
go
and
for the
it
hit.
down to a 90.
Yeah,
don't
I'm
need
thinking
to
I
hit
throw
it.
you firm with like
You don't need to drop
that.
against
I
it.
like that.
Okay, you got it.
But it's what you're comfortable
I
with
think
right
this
now.
is
It's
Yeah,
less of a guess
just get
than
your
that,
twos.
actually. I'll talk to them and see, but
Yeah, we have a pretty good guess right here.
yeah, we got to be in the forefoot, so that's not that easy. We don't have that much real estate there. We're shot.
Interesting, the
We
intern
don't
draw,
need to
not
hit
even a
this. I'm just
consideration
thinking,
at
like,
all.
the easier shot of the two.
Okay.
It's all
I think whatever you want to throw.
Sarah said that they threw one here that didn't go nuts, but she said the girl kicked out with peel.
Yeah, she definitely had a firm. Which
Okay, so I'm throwing firm at this.
Okay.
I like that.
If you throw firm right up here, we got it.
Well, we're going to throw firm weight at this. Don't think it'll move too much.
so a hit for 2 for Chelsea Carey, the last rock of the 3rd. Just a light, clean. Chelsea Carey is spot on. She's able to make the hit, score her 2, and Canada
It came down to an
able to get her 3-1 lead after 3 ends of play.
Oh, no, 9, sorry, 9.
There's a huge chunk
Still,
of carbon
9,
right
yeah.
here.
You came out with like peel. Oh, yeah.
That came out an 8-9. I thought you came out like a rocket.
yeah.
I was calling for him, but
It was like peel. Like
Yeah.
easy peel, but peel.
Good shot.
When I let it go.
That's what to look at.
That
It's
is,
like,
yeah.
straight
Well,
up here,
this much ice, and I'm like, oh my God, I still have to be positive. Like, it's weird.
yeah, I like
A little
it.
tight, if anything. Not bad.
Top 4.
Line's good.
Top top 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're enjoying our coverage.
Line's good.
LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019.
13-7.
We are in end number 4, Canada versus China.
Nice, Rochelle. Very nice.
Can't help but
Yeah.
see where they sit in the standings. Canada 3 and 4, China 6 and 1.
Should see that pretty hard.
Really trying to build towards trying to get to the playoffs. Top 6, make the playoffs out of it. But Canada needs to win their games. They're facing a team ahead of them. Ma Zhengyi, 81% for Team China. Just lost their first game yesterday in a well-played game against Russia yesterday morning.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how China reacts. Should they pick up a loss here, how they react.
OK，哦，太近了吗我？
Most teams earmark the game against Canada as a, yeah, if we get a win, great. You know, it's another one on the board, but if we lose that one, it's not too much of a worry because you generally think about 80% of the time you're going to lose that one.
Well, and I think it'd be a big one for Wang Lei, and she's never actually beaten Canada in her Olympic mixed doubles, the World mixed doubles, World Women's Championship. Has an 0-7 record, so be able to do that, be good, especially now you know you're sitting
Proportionally less.
with a win. They'd move to 7-1 record and drop Canada to 5 losses. Both these teams have tough finishes schedule-wise. China with Switzerland, USA, Korea, and Japan left. Canada's tough as well. They got Switzerland, Russia, Sweden, and Denmark. They don't make the double. We've seen China be very patient in other games to try and get their deuce, throwing the 2 corner guards out in front.
Yeah, this is where my draw kind of stayed on the line for a bit and then curled.
Normal.
Okay, you got it. Weight's good.
Whoa, easy.
Weight's good.
83% is a good number for a second player. Hit. Is this one going to hang around?
you told me. You said
It
quick,
is.
so I was like, oh gosh, good throw, Dana.
Trading a couple hits opens up just that one stone on the button.
I thought that actually like kept the weight too, or whatever.
Yeah.
I threw.
My draw did there.
Oh, yeah.
Yao Ming Yu, 82%. So we're seeing good numbers for all the players here in this game.
王蕊的，我感觉没下线呢。王蕊的，
有线，那儿，
李阳的，李阳的，哦，不能擦，
This one looking a little heavy.
Needs to
OK，
hit the brakes as it will stop back 12 foot.
sorry，李阳
And looks like just in time to be second shot.
场地这边滑，中间打还是？
Doesn't look like it. Sure. Like hack?
Yeah, bumper even.
Bumper? Okay.
Yeah. Unless we could guard that too, I guess.
Are we 1-2?
No. I don't mind it. Do you guys like it?
I do.
Well, they look at that one. Let's look over Kenny and see what Finland and Una Kausta has against Korea.
Yeah, looks like Korea setting one on the button.
It's been an eventful week for Una Kausta. Haven't won a game. One they lost, they ran out of time. A couple of close games and not able to finish them off.
Yeah, looking for a tap on this yellow, but take it off their own.
Oh.
Wow, you are not going to be happy if that happens against you. Quite considerably away, miles away from what they were going for, but they end up getting their three. Wow.
Need to catch a break sometimes, and maybe that'll be enough trying to pick up a win against a Korean team that's playing very well, sitting at 6-1.
正常大一点，正常大。哦，你带吧，你带你。王蕊，别擦，一直擦，下线擦吧。下线一直下啊，往那边甩呢。我最好是别要不太近。OK，你看一下。
Well, Canada was trying to get around that one, ended up touching the guard, pushing it in.
Yeah, just not what Sarah Wilkes was looking for.
She's played very well this week, is trying to just put full ends together. It seems like at some point in the end, there's one key miss from the Canadian side. They haven't put 8 shots together.
Yeah.
See, 81% for Wilkes.
Yep.
Well,
Hard.
well, hard.
Hard. Hard. Hard. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Need to hang around, hit,
Sit. Whoa.
Yep.
and in behind. Nice shot from the third player.
Nice shot, Sarah. Thank you. Good shot.
OK，要不然咱那个球都打没了，要不然。我觉得最好是好像分一个好一点。你觉得呢？我觉得对，我觉得是选可，就是你选粘就行，力量小就把它分，下线就把它分开。
Looking at the corner freeze, you ever think of playing the short little run back?
I actually do like the short run back.
83% Beiji.
This one beginning to move. I think it's all over the guard. Oh, it's not.
Get by.
Very relaxed about that one, weren't they?
Lots of weight that was on that, chipping that one out in the open. Both these thirds right in the top 3 percentage-wise there with Sarah McManus of Sweden and Anastasia Brizgalova of Russia.
Nice. Yep. Hard. 8-8.
Well.
Didn't react
I
the
got
same.
8-9, yeah.
My bad.
Half shot. Those are killers.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's okay. She just squared my first one.
Okay.
That's fine. Just running extra, like it's the way this wins.
Yeah.
行，没问题，我能给你擦住，放心。对。
A hit here. Meiji hit and stick. You can lie. 2. Have that biter in the top part of the house.
正常。8秒。好。好，给你2。哦哦哦哦。
And we'll get the roll as well in behind. Things going the way of China here in this 4th end.
没给我换球了不？没人给你换球，能是57吗？是啊。
I thought she softed it actually.
Just
And
run
didn't
the
move
same
much,
as
so
the
she
two
was
years.
happy. Yeah.
They've been out this far, so it's not
Look
safe.
over in Latvia, giving the U.S. a handful already in this game.
I would say a little less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie Sinclair lucky that
Not
Latvia didn't glue another one in there. Pulls up short.
It's all there. It's more.
Well, they think it's heavy right away for Jamie Sinclair, Team USA.
Well, we're already. We don't want to touch that one.
I know. I just.
To the nose of it. To the nose of it.
Well, this one's going to drift right through. That's going to be a steal of 2 for Latvia. So they're all square.
Wow.
After 4 ends.
They get those points back that they missed in the previous end. Sinclair not really close on that one.
Back 4.
We're a little light. A little bit.
I think we're back 4.
Okay, yep.
We're to it.
Yep.
To it.
Right to it.
We're to it for sure.
Oh, look at this one from Chelsea Carey, though, comes down with the
I just want to make sure you knew
corner
that.
freeze right on the
Just wanted to make sure you knew
corner
that.
of that shot stone.
我可以给你收一点儿，那么直吗？不是底线力量吗？底线力量，我觉得得这
Now
个
Kenny
点
will look at this as
梅姐刚才
we see
那
everything
啥
in the rings.
梅姐刚才
Trying to tap this one back, or do you run that red, yellow one? You could potentially lie 3.
Ooh, it's a difficult call. I think you can
底线，
still come down and
加油！
just bump the yellow back, maybe a foot or so,
这球漏一半。
and roll the yellow and the red to the center. And then you're asking Chelsea Carey to play a nice cold freeze.
那你就让他给你扩一点。
Wangaray. 82%.
踏板，没有踏板，
The top last stone thrower. Try and get by, and they'll touch the front.
Well, actually, they've touched the front in.
快，这个好，快，
Lie 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
出来就是中线了。
Canada gave up a 5 yesterday, which was their start of the downfall against Team USA. Right now, lying 1.
Can roll a hair this way. Can't really roll that way anywhere. Think normal.
Yeah, I like it, Chelsea. We've seen a few here.
Like here.
Yeah, you got it. Right up.
Snow is that?
Okay, I like that.
Normal?
Yeah.
Think that ice is okay?
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's max.
So a hit and roll in front for Chelsea Carey.
This is kind of in between, I think. I don't think anybody's thrown right here. Okay. We can roll it a little bit your way, Dana, but only like a rock.
Chelsea Carey, her final shot. Has had an up and down week.
Whoa! Whoa! We
Hasn't put the full performance together for herself in any game so far.
Yeah, needs to hang around in the 12 foot. That's a really good shot.
Nice.
Yeah, needed to stick around. 2 good shots.
Take him down.
Nice, Charles. Good speed.
That's one of the scarier wide open hits I've ever thrown.
Well, it was a must make, especially when you're facing that many. You roll out, roll away, give a chance for the big end. Chance at 2 with this one for China. Can you cross this one and keep your yellow around?
I don't think so. I think he's just got to tap it for one look.
Wang Rei, final shot here. This 4th end. Yao Mingyu trying to curl this one, carve it at the end, carve it over the top, move that one far enough.
Oh, well, they have.
They get 2 out of it, just. Take a look, and it sticks in time. So China responds with 2 of their own. 3-3 after 4.
好球，好球！啊，白祈祷，白诅咒，我说这还这样这打飞，我俩在这叨了。行，第5局。
滑的都还行了，就是稍微可能滑一点。嗯，你像是他那个边上还是那种色，然后那一直还是按咱之前那个打，还是空着给他1分。行，万一第5局了，如果局面不好的话，咱就打。
15了。嗯。感觉还行。
Back inside the Silkeborg Sports Center, Luke Coley, Kenny Edwards in the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. Back and forth, shot for shot game. You score 1, we'll score 1. You score 2, we'll get 2 right back. A very nice last rock by Wang Rei. Had to throw the quiet hit weight and have hit it in the perfect spot to score 2. No problem there.
Yeah, it's just we keep, we're like, we might leave her better center.
I know it better now. Hey, I'll make sure my weight is up. Yep.
A lot of confidence going into the shot.
You got it, Michelle. So your last one
I think
would have been like
weight.
T-line.
Yeah.
That's the usual chuckles from the Canadian side. That watching them in the Canadian Championship, you wouldn't have known if it was game 1 or the championship game the way they were reacting. They got down in the final, and the fact that they were loose and relaxed helped them get back into the game. They kept her weight up there. We'll go by.
Yeah, that's the first split that we've seen Rochelle Brown miss, really. Been pretty consistent at that shot. Canada with last stone advantage. game all square. I think they'll be pretty relaxed.
Yeah, they've made some shots when they need to. All but forgotten the flash in the first end by Chelsea Carey. Definitely communicating. It's that fine line of communicating and over-communicating and thinking about it. Come around for China just a little bit deep. Back 4 foot.
Should be decent here, not terrible, but not great.
We were there. Oh, we were to it.
Wait up. Whoa, then. Back 8.
Whoa, then.
Back 12.
Sarah,
Back 12.
hard to touch something.
They're trying to get this one to carve now, trying to move it across.
Okay, you're by it. You're by it.
Okay. Okay.
Well, that's the straight spot that both teams have been aware. Here's a look at all the scores. Finland, Korea, all square, 3-3 in the 5th.
Sorry.
Denmark leads Scotland 4-3 and 5. We're in the 5th end, all square at 3, and then same thing over on sheet D. So lots of 3s on the board. The only one Denmark has 4. And Kenny, let's look at the standings. You got those 3 6-1 teams and 6-2. Right now, Scotland, Switzerland would be the last 2 playoff spots. Canada, Germany, Japan, and the USA just on the outside looking in. Almost must win for the Canadians in this game.
Yeah, but Team Canada, it's really in their hands. They're playing teams above them. They can possibly suffer one more defeat, but it has to be to the right team. If they lose one more, it's out with their hands. If they continue winning, it's all in their grasp.
Have to go out each game, play a solid game, pick up the win. Canada will play here against China, who's at 1 loss. They play Switzerland, who's a game ahead of them at 4-3. They play Russia, who's at 6-2. Sweden, who's at 6-1. And Denmark, who's below them in the standings.
Okay, T. Wait's close. Little down.
Okay, go if you need to.
I think so. Yeah, we can go. Yeah, gotta go.
Okay, go then.
Hey, line's not bad. A little bit of room. Copy.
And having to go for a little bit of weight on this one.
Mine's okay. Mine's okay. Just keep it coming. Just keep it coming. Never
Mine
off,
looks
never
okay.
Off, never off. It's really close, guys. Hard, you got a good one. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go.
Real
go,
big
go, go,
sweep
go, go.
on that one.
Okay,
That's a
good,
real
Dana.
good spot. Front of the tee line, good angle.
4-6.
Let's look in at Latvia, USA. Biter on the top. Is there a chance to make this double?
Yeah, I think there is.
Great sweeping, Jeff. Good sweep. I got a little wider.
But Latvia also applying a lot of pressure to United States and Jamie Sinclair. Once again setting 2.
Well, even when USA scored 3, it was a raise double for Jamie Sinclair. It's about a half a rock away from being in a spot where there wasn't a shot for 3. Sinclair needs the double takeout and to hold their shooter, but they won't hold their shooter. USA gets the 1. They're up 4-3 into their 5th end break.
Nice throw, Jamie.
Latvian team is playing very well. They're almost, it's a couple of key shots that they missed in some of these games. But they're not, said it throughout the week, there's no easy games out on the ice.
Yeah, I think the level of teams at the World Championships has risen over the past few years. Yes, there's nations who aren't quite at the level of the top teams like Sweden, Russia, and Korea, but it's certainly improved. The depth's certainly getting bigger.
Even with a little woo.
Yeah.
And this is the 2nd year of adding a 13th team to the World Championship through that World qualification. China qualified out of that. They didn't qualify to the Pacific Asia Championship. It was Japan and Korea that did. They had to go play in New Zealand, get here. They're at the top, near the top of the standings, whereas you look at Finland, who also qualified, they're at the bottom. So you see what difference is there, and there's Not a lot to choose between all these teams. China getting in here through that is one of the reasons why they wanted 13 teams. They wanted that extra spot at the Worlds because of the growth and the strength of Korea, of Japan, and of course China.
China just trying to freeze this one. Line them up. Can you play a 3/4 stone? Just drive the yellow onto the yellow, release one of the yellows out the back, one out the side door, and roll your own stone to the left.
Lie 2 after this?
Yeah, even if you're not line 2.
It'll go straight, I think.
Yeah, I like this. Do you like firm just to make sure we kill?
I don't mind that, yeah.
Okay.
Tighten that a little.
Just firm. Yeah, you got it.
Firm?
Oh, slow. No, no. No, no, no.
Oh, no,
Didn't
no,
like
no.
it out of her hand, maybe a little bit out on release. Just bounces off a hair.
Okay. All right.
That ran really straight.
Yeah.
Shoot. Sorry.
Well, didn't get it where they wanted to and just locks those 2 yellows up. They didn't go anywhere.
Does that feel? Is that... I didn't think so.
Wow, they clipped the top one in the process, trying to come down, just get that yellow and roll it off. Smallest of mishits.
You kind of have got to be pretty cautious with this. Can't really afford to. Yeah. Sarah Wilt's going to have a look at this one.
We're shot, yeah. We're not great for time, but...
Do you guard maybe on one?
You ever draw here?
Yeah, it's kind of... I don't know if we can
Yeah,
do that,
that's
I mean,
the
even if
2
we make a
options
double,
are
then I
you
can
guard
at least,
or you draw
I think that not much good comes from
8
hitting
foot the other
stuff.
side.
Yeah, even if I
Best case scenario,
kill this one,
yeah, and leave them here.
leave
like,
that there, I might stick over here.
oh, I don't think you can ever stick and kill the 5.
Okay.
I think you're rolling out, which, I mean, so then we're forced, but it's open, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just scared of leaving a double.
Well, yeah, but so what? Then I can smash at least.
Okay.
Once this rock is gone,
So
it's not so bad.
So you
I don't
want
know.
it like
I think
even?
you want it.
or
I
a
think
hair
ideally
lower?
behind it, because
Tits
then
behind.
they don't have a double, right?
Okay, this will be wider than that path
Yeah,
that I
but
threw.
I'm thinking it's gonna run the same.
I
Sarah?
agree.
Everything here's been running pretty similar right
Yeah. Okay, just half. You got to be at least 3/4.
You can play this too.
Okay.
Okay. It's like back house.
Okay.
Whatever you prefer.
I like the draw, Chuck.
Okay.
Yeah, gonna go for the draw.
I think that's a lot of ice. Yeah, because you threw before.
I'd rather rub off this than over curl it.
Okay, then
I'll give you a little
I like
less.
it. Okay.
So
So,
just proportional adjustment to that one I threw back
yeah.
8.
Yeah.
Okay.
So need a piece of the forefoot.
Line's good.
Yeah.
I'd like to go for weight.
I thought it was an appropriate adjustment.
Okay.
Thought it was an appropriate
Back
Line's
adjustment.
good.
four.
Not curling much.
Back 4. Back 4.
Line's good.
As soon as it starts curling, weight does come off.
Okay.
Hard,
Hard.
hard, 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 hard.
Dana.
This
Hard,
one looks
deeper,
pretty
deeper,
good.
deeper, deeper. Go, 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 go,
Need to
go,
go.
go, 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 go. Good
They
throw.
haven't got it far enough. Doubles there.
Looked like it was
flipping along.
It was. Like, it wasn't curling at all for the first bit.
Only benefit is if you need to double, the triple might be there.
It does. Yeah, it's my bad.
I'll have to make the double first. You're forcing opponent to make that.
I think I throw the intern at
Hit that anywhere in the
just to
inside,
sure
you
we
make the
kill.
double. I think it's real tough to hit this too thin.
Well, certainly thrown enough weight on this. Lots of rotation, trying to kick it off this one. Boom, boom. There we go.
Doesn't move it out of the rings. Thought that might go pretty easily out, but it's kind of stuck around on the edge of the 12-foot.
What can Canada do? Can they? Is a triple there. 3/4 stone.
Is that
Peel
top?
weight?
Does it drag a little bit with those two? Are they close enough?
Probably
Should
not. Probably not, but might be able to get something at 3/4 stone to set a chance of scoring at least 2.
I have a shot for 2, and if she hits, we have an open shot for 1.
Okay.
She makes a good guard, that's another story, but let's not worry about that.
Let's make this. Right up.
Peel, easy peel.
Okay.
So easy peel.
So I'm beginning to pull now.
Yeah, we'll make the double, but just too thin and actually doesn't even remove that one. I thought it.
Good sweep, sir.
We'll go with the back. Was speaking too soon, but a chance to hit in line 3.
Yeah, just jumped it a little early maybe.
Yeah, it did. Sorry. No, I was with you. I thought we had to, I don't think we could hurt it by sweeping it at that point.
And I thought that yellow would continue to spin out, but it's house is getting a little less lively.
Maybe in just
I didn't think we could
catching
ever
that
hurt it,
yellow,
yeah.
it killed the stone.
Good throw.
Took the spin out
good
of it.
enough, I mean, does the job.
China not taking any chances. Looks like they're just going to play the hit.
Knows it. It gives Canada a wide open shot, but right now you've done your job to get the force.
See the ice that China are giving pretty much center stone, whereas Canada taking the edge.
Get up, they're not messing around, they're just get up, throw it hard. Rolling out, they could afford to with that biter in the back. Chelsea Carey will throw less weight than what we just saw from Wangare.
Thinking normal.
Wants to hit and stick.
We haven't thrown exactly in the spot with a hit, so it might be a touch fresh, but I don't think it'll do anything crazy.
Okay.
Again, Sarah's draw is waiting for it.
Yeah, I
with curl.
think it'll be not
So I
too
think it'll
bad.
be fine. So I think I can just throw normal, hey? I don't think I need to do anything.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Like 10-5.
So final shot here, 5th end. Needs the hit and stick.
Right to it.
Right up.
Right up, Dina.
Right up, right up, right up, right up.
Easy.
Just keeping this one clean. Nice shot by the skip.
These are the shots that they've had some struggles with, but that one, no problem. Right on the nose. Chelsea Carey and her team will have the lead heading to the 5th end. Canada 4, China 3.
Yeah, good sweep, Dina.
Good sweep.
Okay.
second end. And a bunch of stones around that corner guard. Canada line 2. Wang Rui needs the little chip of her own. Well swept by her front end. Judge that one right into the forefoot for the single point. Tie the game up. Back and forth in this third end, and Canada has the open hit to score 2. No problem there for the Canadian champ. Make the nose hit, score 2.
I thought you came out like a rocket. I was calling for him, but
It was like peel.
Fourth end, and a delicate hit got across the face of this red one for Wang Rui to score 2 back. Good judge there, able to punch it far enough, keep that yellow around, and bring those 2 yellow counters into play. All square after 4. Canada gets 1 and 5, 4-3 the score. Update Finland, Korea over on sheet A. And Finland looking at running this one back. Got to go straight back to score her single point. Unokoste and Finland looking for win number 1. They're 0-7 coming in. And she'll go right into the pocket of them. Run double, score their 1. Here's all the scores through session 13 halfway point. Finland up 4-3 in 6 over Korea. Same thing, Denmark leading Scotland in 6. Likewise, on sheet C in our feature game, Canada up on China, and the US a slight advantage over Latvia, 4-3, playing 6.
But I think there's a ridge there.
Yeah, I think there is too.
Yeah.
Jill, I think that 8 is straight.
Yeah?
I don't
Just
know.
a hair?
It's a hair straight, I think. 2 times it just didn't curl, and I thought it would.
Yeah. Go with it.
Nailed it.
Yeah, just go with it. Like, that's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but just like I'm not gonna.
这条倒好一点。这边一场兵没打了。不吃。
So 4-3, slight advantage for Canada here. Overall percentage, Canada 81-75. Pretty close in draw, slight advantage to China, 76-75. But Canada better hit percentage, 86-73. Trading shots back and forth. Canada, with the extra hammer, has a 4-3 lead after 5 ends of play.
I thought you came out like a rocket.
Oh, back and forth game. 5 ends remaining here in session 13. LGT World Women's Curling Championship. We are in lovely Silkeborg, Denmark. Town of about 43,000 people. Lots of lakes and rivers right around. Great walking trails. Need to sort of check it all out in the last few days.
Running nice.
As the rain has stopped. The first few days here was raining quite a bit.
Good judge, guys.
And centerline guard to start things off.
Really nice, Rochelle.
Here's the first 5, how it played out. Canada gets 1, China 1. Canada gets 2, China gets 2. Canada got 1 in the 5th. Canada's going to try and force in this 6th end. Well, China try and score multiple points. Ma Jingyi, 83%.
That's how that ran to me. Ooh.
Playing above her tournament average.
Really nice, Rochelle. Thanks. This is why I think you're the best lead in the world.
I just was like, you have to throw it.
Yeah. more?
Yeah.
This will be probably a new pass, so I'll probably just proportional to that. Yeah, you got it.
Well, Rochelle Brown, of course, had that hog stone, 55% on the game. Made a comment in that fifth end break, but a straight stone that she has, different than what they thought coming in matching them.
Yeah, she has attempted quite a lot of split shots and missed them, to be fair. I think the 55% is a little harsh on her play.
Yeah, the split an all or nothing shot, whereas that one you can be in a long range and still get full marks for it.
Going hard for weight. Certainly past the guard. Nice draw.
Definitely able to drag it a long ways. Right to the face. We'll look over Latvia and the USA. And Latvia giving the US everything they can handle and then some. Vedastasa Sarsune. Open draw for two. Was Jamie Sinclair missing the double takeout on her final shot. Try and get into a blank situation, leaving the rings wide open for the Latvians to take a 5-4 lead. USA can't afford to drop many more. They're 3-4 themselves, same record as Canada.
Yeah, maybe one more they can afford to drop, but that's it.
Well, it'll coast right in for Latvia. They'll get their 5-4 lead. 4 ends remaining on sheet D. The Latvians ahead by 1.
Now, unlucky to stick that red right in on top. See this one again. Tries the red onto the other red. It just locks on that yellow.
Yeah, it doesn't really go anywhere.
So a lot of players would just go after that yellow stone. Canada look to try and run a few stones down in this end before they make a play in it.
Just a two. Really got to go, both of you.
It was 85%.
Keep it moving. Hard. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Go, go,
For
go,
Dana
go,
Ferguson.
Go, 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 go. Okay. Okay. Good sweep. Sorry.
用啥力量啊？底线吗？掉下来就磕掉。磕一半呢，一大半呢。
That guard just not curling enough to cover stones in the house. It might help them out later in the end.
%65%. Yao Ming Yu at the second position, well below her tournament average. It's in the 80s. May and Wong going hard on this one. They'll actually come out the other side a little bit of it. Right now, Does Canada mind just bring another one, close in the rings?
Yeah, just narrow that score area down, make it difficult for China to score any more than a single. I don't think I'll be too worried about giving up a single in the 6th end.
Easy line yourself.
Okay, we're to it. Line's good.
Easy.
Count bounce.
Just to it, to it.
Yeah, to it.
Stop slow. Line to it.
Line's really good.
Go.
Just out.
Just no bounce.
Just to it. Tiny
No
little
bounce.
bounce.
Tiny little bounce.
Yeah, nice draw.
Good, good. Good job.
Thing that looks positive on the Canadian side right now, losing 2 games yesterday, playing this end with a better pace, better flow to it. There's not as much chatter and conversation, overthinking it. Just, you know what? It's a regular, okay, we put up the guard. Okay, now let's play the freeze.
往那儿投，你觉得呢？那还不这样呢？
Look over at Denmark and Scotland over on sheet B.
你看那个进呗，反正搭一半就。
What has Sophie Jackson got?
She's got a double raise double for 2.
Just the double raise double for Sophie Jackson.
Must be close.
Real close. Get 1, 2.
She's so unlucky there. Very close to making that one, but gives up a steal of 2.
Home fans enjoy that. A 6-3 lead now for Denmark.
That curls a hair more. She would have scored 2.
Sophie Jackson has had quite the last couple months of curling. She won the Scottish Championship. A lot of controversy about possibly not coming to the Worlds, and they're here though after playing the University Games last week. Meiji, 78%. And then she comes out for a couple games. They win. Lauren Gray comes in. And Kenny, as you know, the curling community, there's lots of chatter always going about things that are going on, and why put her back in if they're doing well? She earned the right to be here and skip that team.
Yeah, it's her team, so that's why she feels fit enough to play. They're going to put her back in, but the refreshing thing is they've got someone who sits on the bench who can step in and
solid normal.
play quite superbly at skip. Although Lauren Gray plays lead for Eve Muirhead back in Scotland, she herself fairly accomplished skip in her time.
They have hammer.
Sorry?
Okay.
Just normal.
I feel like they can't get our red.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, it looks like they can't do much. So.
Can they get our red out here?
No, well, they can move it this way. I don't think they can get it out.
Close it in, right? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, I don't know why we need to hit right now. Like, I don't know what they start.
I was just wondering if we need to. Right, a force is pretty good here.
Yeah, but she's got this draw and this draw. So I don't, that's what I'm worried about is, like, I'm fine with a force. I love a force, but I think she's got 2 shots for 2.
Okay, so if we guard this side now.
The coaching bench,
I
couple
don't know.
Or do you make
Manitobans
this?
I can make it, yeah.
been to the Worlds themselves.
here,
Jill
it's
Officer
okay.
6 times.
Right?
Sorry?
If you're
Twice
sure
a
it's okay,
champion.
it blocks it.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't mind
I
that.
just don't know if we need to open it up because they already have so many yellows in there.
Okay, let's play this.
Right? Just side 4. Okay. Okay.
And I think Jill Officer is a key member of this team right now, especially after yesterday losing 2 games.
Yeah. I think
They know the pressure. She knows the pressure that's been put on by Canadians back home through social media and everything. Everyone wants to pile on when you're not doing well, but also jump on when you're doing well. And Jill's been there when they've won and when they haven't won,
Okay. I'll be positive.
and they've struggled.
I'll give you.
So really going to rely on that to just, you know what, eliminate that, get into your game. Sarah Wilkes showing she's not paying attention to any of that. 93% on the game.
I really like it. Top 4. I'm good. Okay. Top 4.
Stay down, Dana.
Yep.
Stay down.
Hard. Yep.
Hard to get by.
Looking to beat China to the punch, get around that. Oh, just touches that one. So close to being absolutely perfect.
Room, so I didn't want us to go down. Really close.
Kenny is trying to just playing this quiet now.
Yeah, they've got to be careful because they don't want to be too greedy and end up being forced to play against 2 or 3. Canada have got a few options to make things difficult for them. Could come down and catch as much of that red as you can see on the center line. Red onto yellow, move things around.
Meiji.
I think that's why they've selected to play this shot.
Just never curled for them. But it's now an option for Canada to play a hit and try and roll it in.
I like you. That's what I was thinking. Like,
Will this curl? Probably
not.
not.
Curl hair.
Thinking like that with firm. I think we throw firm just to be safe,
Yeah,
right?
you got it, Charles.
Okay.
Right up.
3/4
Certainly see it all. And they could make the roll to the back of the button. Would you ever be tempted to play the down the center and try and move things around a little
Like
bit?
to roll just buried, even not quite fully buried.
Still
so just to like
looking
half
at
forefoot.
playing it for that force, you can
I'm gonna throw firm just because I'm not
hit and roll. I don't know how you score your
totally
two if you
sure
make a
what
nice
this
hit
is
and
gonna
roll.
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll give us a flatter little jump across.
All right. You got this, Charles.
Chelsea carry at 90% on the game. That'll definitely help the confidence.
Yep.
Whoa! Right off!
Trying to get to the inside of it. They'll hit it hair out and roll away.
Didn't do anything.
Yeah, they're hacked. Yeah, they're hacked.
Just didn't do anything, eh?
Yeah, I thought it would come up a bit, but it didn't. Good throw. Thanks.
或者说这个位置呢？我不
哎
太喜欢往这投，那个站位太高了。但是这次打甩，要不就往这旋一个。那你要不投一个吧？行，但是这个点可能不是点，不是特别好投。要是不行，下线就轻松一点。投一个。
Now they're just going to go for a tap and try and change the angles a little bit. Maybe just come down at T-weight.
那就看你都是一样。
Don't really think there's too much of a danger of doing anything wrong.
我说如果刚才要磕下自己黄的呢？
Try and open up some room to try and be able to get a second point.
那中间俩球站太死了。
这个球刚才没点那球，是就像没下线磕上面那个黄球，给它把那个角磕开。你要投这位置，他就够打甩了。这个球正好漏了一半。
我也觉得打甩太难了。
打甩有点难。
加油，加油！
滑度还可以。
13秒5，14秒也可以。
75% on the game. Wang Rei. 82% coming in was the top fourth stone thrower.
Well, this one looks a little short for weight, Luke.
Trying to work it past everything, give them an option later. We'll just touch that again. Canada takes away that yellow tap. Is there anything the other way to score 2? Throw that out turn to the side of the forefoot.
There?
Yeah.
Okay, you got it, Charles. Okay, I think this is running. Yeah, it's sticky. It's sticky.
No, that's all they've got, the out turn to the side of the forefoot.
I think we just guard the tap because I think that's the easier shot and let her throw this draw through the port.
Okay, I like that.
I mean, they're both there, but
Tap's
this
a
one we
very
haven't
hard
thrown,
shot.
so.
Okay.
This
So's
one,
the draw.
this tap looks pretty easy to me. We've thrown out a bunch.
但是我觉得这个位置
Okay,
可
this is the
能
widest we've been for sure, but I don't think speed will be terrible. What do you think?
It's like a hair stick.
Yeah.
Just a hair stick.
As long as it's over the hog line, it's fine. Like it's all just line.
Okay.
I'll make sure it's a positive
I would
release
say
because I think
positive release here
we need to
for
get
the
that running.
stickiness, yeah. Keep it out there, Dana. 1. Yep. 2. Perfect.
Need to get it over the hog line to block that
Okay,
path.
over and off. Keep your broom down, Dana. Dana, keep your broom down. It's over curling. Just clean it. Just clean it. Just clean it, please. It's over curling. So I'll just let it pick.
Done enough.
Yeah, it's taking that angle
Good.
away.
It's a good spot. Good sweep.
Now draw full forefoot, playing that across the center line.
Good. Good throw. Thanks.
Yeah, they need to get really tight to this top red guard.
对，但是我觉得你是不是这一点要不收一点？因为我给大麻那个站位点是这个，但是不是收到这个。
这个差不多。
三分圈掉到三分圈，我感觉都有点细。这个点我感觉都有点小。
我觉得三分圈一半一半差不多。但是你那个第一个站位可是用的4号站的，你那个4号确实直。
这球没有打吧？
没有。我感觉没有，有咱早就打了。那个俩球离太近了。
但是我感觉好像有找。
加油！
这个比较危险。
对，咱就投一个吧。
我感觉中间好像滑一点这块。
啊，对，你奔14秒投。
Long look. I think they may have looked at a possible that yellow corner guard running it in, picking the red out. I think this is
我感觉应该是没问题的。
your best bet.
Yeah, you can't do any damage by playing this call. You try and play the end off, you might end up just pushing that yellow back of the forefoot and end up giving up a steal. So.
谢谢。
那个跟刚才。
回走啊！
I've seen her make these shots this week already.
回走。
Yeah, needs to put it right on.
加油，大马，加油的。
Line's okay.
加油的。哦。
Got to put it on the forefoot, in the forefoot.
下线了吗？
It's going to sit
stop.
down.
I don't know if it's going to, but it's going to slide by, back 8-foot weight. And a single point. Canada gets their force. China, again, responds to what Canada scores. Or tied up again. 4 each as we are through 6 ends of play here in session 13.
还有那个他家那红酒，咋了？
打肉了。
那个球就得之前磕。不是他那球就是能不能打完之后，这球直接。
我是感觉打那个球直接这样式，他直接就挤了吧。
先手，先手，再先手。啊。
加
China gets us going. 7th end of play here in session 13. Canada, China. Canada has the hammer. Both teams have scored 2 singles and 1 deuce. Leaves us 4-4 playing the 7th end. Canada with the hammer. Center line guard up, but this is the first time Canada won't throw that tick shot.
Yeah, I think Canada will try and blank this 7th end. If the opportunity arises to take multiple points, they're going to take it. But what they're going to try and do is blank this 7th end, take 2 in the 8th end, and score in the 10th end. They've got 2 opportunities to score if they have last stone advantage in the 8th. So score in the 8th, force in 9, score in 10, win the game.
Ma Jingyi looking to hit. Stick around there. But will hit, roll out.
Needs to curl, but hard then. Yep, get it back here.
Back forward, Chief.
Well, Canada just looking to drag that one down, get it out over to the side.
Right back, right back. Good, good sweep, guys.
So back of the forefoot. Look over Latvia and USA.
Hugo.
Latvia shot, but chance here a hit and stick, and Jamie Sinclair can score 3.
Yeah, just a wide open hit for Jamie Sinclair. Hasn't had her best game so far. Started off with a great shot to score 3 in the second. Trying to get this one a curl. Hits.
It's good, that's fine.
Rolls out of play. It's only going to be a score of 2.
So 6-5 USA after 7 ends over there. USA 3 and 4.
Way to get it done.
Latvia 1 and 6 coming in. Canada hitting right back. Both teams playing these hits. One will try and make that roll.
Good weight, Gina.
As you said, Kenny, looking Canada would love to blank this 7th end. Might have been a little strategy error on China's part. Put a second center, or
Yeah, I think maybe China haven't really realized that that's what Canada are planning to do.
Chelsea, one of those teams that does look at the analytics and is focused on percentages. So if we blank this end, your percentage of winning goes up.
Little more. Close. Oh. Weight's good.
Oh, here.
Well, need to stick around, otherwise China can draw behind the center line guard.
Good, Gina.
Really nice.
And that one just hangs around edge of the 12-foot. Love to make a little bit of a roll in.
It does make the roll in and stays back at the 8 foot. So who's going to make the first error on this end, really? Who's going to hit and roll?
Who's going to make the half shot? Allow the other, see if they can take advantage.
Clean.
Whoa. Whoa.
Clean.
Yeah. Whoa. You're okay, I think. Sit.
Well, needs to hang around.
Good. Good.
And just
Was
very
8-1.
close.
Okay.
Close enough that it's going to force China to hit this stone.
Well, hits. Is this one going to roll out? It is. And a chance for Canada to get that guard off. And straight away, Chelsea Carey not hanging around.
She was running up there.
She was nearly running to get this stone off, yep.
This end is played out perfectly for the Canadian side, wanting to blank it.
Right to it, right to it, right to it, right to it. Gotta go.
Hard, Rochelle, right out.
Go.
Hard.
Good.
Nice. Sweet.
Well, a clean
I'll just go down there.
Yeah. The like.
seventh end.
We did that.
I think so, yeah. You know both now.
The running have like captured this recipe too.
对。
逆石头啊，
这边吧。
他不一直打的顺时吗？啊？他不一直打的顺时吗？
Well, Wang Ray draw the outside. This the only game of the day for Canada. They're on a one-game day. Be nice for them to pick up the win, have an evening off. Maybe even get out in Silkeborg and forget about curling for a few hours. Well, that'll make it easier. For the Canadian side, it's through.
Okay.
They're not even going to throw one into the house.
Okay. Probably similar to what I've been throwing in, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity for Chelsea Carey to get a draw weight, see what the stone's doing, just build a little bit of confidence, should you be required to
Running still. Yeah.
draw the house at any point.
Really running. Yep. That's 12, hopefully.
Okay. Sorry.
Well, that one will go right through the rings, back to back.
I think I could hurt it.
Yeah. A little better since the knife.
Yeah, not a great shot from Chelsea, but she should have her weight now.
I thought it was Italian.
Look over Denmark, Scotland, 6-3 the score. What does Sophie Jackson have? Looks like they're lying one. Draw, intern draw to score the second point. Well, Scotland right in the thick of things right now. They lost earlier today, but they're at 4-3.
Yeah, still in with a good chance of making the playoffs. That's a nice score of 2. They'll look to force on the 8 and try and score 2 in the 9th.
China draws to the back of the 12-foot. A strategic 7th end from the Canadian side. And now Chelsea's got to finish it off by hitting and rolling out.
Yeah, straightforward hit and run. Doesn't have far to roll either.
So the final shot, trying to finish off the 7th end with the blank.
Is this one on the nose?
Well, they're hard on it early and will take a single point. Played the entire one to blanket and take one.
Okay.
Chelsea Carey and Canada will have a 5-4 lead.
Sorry.
Heading to the 8th end.
I didn't let that out of my hand.
All right.
Okay. Guard.
Yeah. Nice and tight. Yeah.
think both sides are okay now.
Yeah, I think
Pretty
so
the
too.
same, yeah. Seems like the best path on the sheet right now. I don't know what it is going this way, but going this way?
Yeah, going that way, I don't think we've seen anything be super fast. I think it's probably pretty good, like pretty much the same.
Pretty much everywhere. Okay. That intern going home is super fast. Like it's like draw to the button speed.
Yeah, see through it.
Yeah.
To the middle.
Little up. I think it's a 3. 2.5, 3.
It wasn't the end to the 7th end that Canada was hoping for, but they do get one. And they have a 5-4 lead. Here's you're watching our feature game, Canada versus China, the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019. Luke Oley here, joined with Kenny Edwards. Hopefully you've been enjoying our coverage. And this game, Canada-China. Chelsea seemed to like her throw on her last, just curled more than she thought. And after taking the whole end, playing to blanket, forced to take one, which is a tough one to swallow.
Yeah, but they have got their noses in front. They're well in this game. Trying to bounce back off their 2 tough losses yesterday. We're really in control of 2 games against Scotland and the USA, and just fell over in the last 5 ends.
Comparison of the players, and 64% to 84. But Kenny, you mentioned it about playing the split, the tick shot. It's a little, it's a all 100% shot or really a 0%?
Yeah, it's you've made it or you've not made it shot.
I think we're top 4 still. No. Biting the top 4. We're biting top 4.
Never.
Okay, Rochelle. Good.
Okay.
Nice.
It's a really good pair there for Rochelle.
After that last one, I was like, I'm panting.
I think we'll see Canada go pretty hard for a steal in this end. Maybe take a couple of chances. Won't be too worried if they give up 2 points.
Yeah, and if they do give up 2, they probably try to blank the 9th end then if they can. All positioning into that 10th end.
Less than mine. Close. Okay, top 12. Weight's close. Little down.
Hard line.
Just trying to come around this center guard.
Gotta go.
Tight.
Really gotta go. Okay, whoa. Chunk this guard. Hard Rochelle on this one. Yep.
Well, doesn't make it, but does make it difficult for China to get at that red that's top 8 foot.
Good numbers for Dana Ferguson, 89%. Yao Mingyu, 73%. Much better on her hits than in the draws in this game. This game's seen its fair share of complete misses, like just some stones through, hog stones, flashes.
Yeah, it's both teams have had the chance to grab it with the scruff of the neck and really control it and dictate the play. China trying to open things up.
Canada knows that stone in the 8-foot isn't going to be good enough to steal, but for right now, get a little later in the end to make a play.
Yeah, this one's okay.
That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Good sweep, guys. Nice, Dana.
Well, let's jump over and take a look in at Latvia, USA. What we got going on here?
Well, Latvia facing two. Trying to play the slash double, I think. Don't know if they can see enough of the yellow. Top of the 8-foot. To make it over the bottom side, so they're going to have to go across the face. It looks as if it'd be for one as well, but they've got to watch that jam on the back red as well. Not a lot of call on this one. Pretty close though. Gets one, hits the other, but holds the yellow in the 4-foot, and it's going to be a steal of one for the US. They now lead 7-5 after 8.
Well, the Americans trying to hold on there. Canadians coming up in this one. Tight center line guard.
It's always like by the third, we just need.
Well, change of plans now. China need to try and get something going. That just goes back button.
It's a really nice shot. Couldn't really have done more.
Let's look at the third numbers comparison. 91% for Wilkes, 73 Meiji. Canada wants to steal. Need to make this one.
Yeah, if they're going to steal, they need to get this right on the button.
I didn't think so either, but easy.
Wait only.
Running. Fight to go.
Only if you need to. You have no line yet.
Okay.
Okay, here it goes. Still room though. Right to T, right to T. Go, 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 go. You got a good one. You got a good one. Nice shot.
Yeah, nice
Good
draw.
sweep, guys.
I couldn't see. I was like, what's happening? Good sweep.
That little bit deep by China.
Like finishing it last.
Costly. Looks as though Canada shot. Meiji trying to clean up the front. Tough to get in there to score right now.
Well, opens the front up. That's a really good shot. If this yellow hangs around.
Makes everything that much more risky for Canada, doesn't it? That's just a great run back, and knowing the angle is able to spill it all. Interesting, she didn't overthrow that one. It was a control weight hit. More important where you hit that one.
Okay, 3. Speed's pretty nice here now.
Yeah, speed's nice here.
I'm just throwing this one up
Same as
tight.
what I've been throwing,
I think was the
anything?
call.
Yep.
Bite the center?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bite the center line, that's what they've asked for. Should know the weight.
Okay, line 3, really tight. Line, maybe top 12.
Whoa then.
Okay, top 12. Whoa then. Yeah. Top 8.
Top 8.
This one they're saying is top
Dana,
8 foot.
To that.
Gonna have to freeze it.
To it, to it.
Whoa, no bounce.
No bump even. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Well, actually,
Wow. I thought the same. I thought like tight 3
It's
maybe
okay there.
something, but
Okay.
because
Yeah,
that red
that's
that's
how
on the
clever.
button is going nowhere,
sorry. Holy
okay.
smokes.
and the red that's sitting above it might squeeze across to the other yellow.
It's not bad. No, like good call.
Let's look over Finland and Korea. Kim Min-ji on the Korean side at 6-1 coming in. Finland's got one in there, but trying to come off that side one, and I don't think they're going to get it. So it's going to be that steal of 1. Finland giving Korea a tough fight. Finland's still looking for win number 1. Be quite a win if they can come up with that game.
Well, back with our feature game. This one from China looking a little bit on the high side. Heading and running.
Okay. Yeah.
Would have loved a hair more curl to move them all around.
There.
That's what I was wondering.
Wong Ray,
I think we want to hit like
61% to 79 of
3/4
Chelsea
is probably
Carey.
okay,
Has
but
never
as much
beaten
separation as
Canada
we can
at an
get, right?
international event.
Got it, Chelsea. Shows we can play an end in 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, Canada just going to play the hit in this and try and force China into taking one in this 8th end.
Try and play blank in 9 then?
You got it,
I
Chelsea.
think I might be tempted to throw the
Should
draw
be
on this.
okay underfoot
The
for
guard.
hits too, eh?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, this spot's nice.
You miss it, you give up 2. No. So
Would you think because that one is biting back of the 12-foot, it changes the call?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, normal.
Chelsea's final shot here
Yep.
in this 8th end without the hammer.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Close.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes!
Hard.
Well, make the hit. Roll them both over, but did she set up a double?
It looks like they have. They needed to get that red
Yeah, that's weird.
across in behind the corner.
Sorry, I just jumped at you.
哎，稍微来一点，这边有点掉线吧。还可以，现在。再找2个，还有1个，打定，打俩，打定
So
了。
big opportunity,
嗯。
chance. Get your second deuce of the game.
Yeah, just a hair inside nose. Remove both reds.
And that biter back into play, but really big shot, that Meiji clearing shot, and left that yellow stone on the side of the 12-foot. You said it, Kenny, when it happened. Sticking around changes the entire end. Could they bring it into play? Wong Ray, final shot.
This one's sitting a little bit on the high side at the moment. Must
Looking
be very
close.
close. Just trying to get this to curl. Is it going to curl enough?
Touch it.
Oh,
Look at
what a
that.
shot by China. They're going to pick up 2 in the 8th end. Now they have their noses in front.
First time in the game, China takes the lead.
嗯。
Wasn't the hardest of doubles, but when it mattered, you need to make it. And look, they managed that stone beautifully, make the double, score 2. And it is China on top, heading to the 9th end now. 6-5.
你不用怕，你来，你放弃这个。
不是，现在还有90-2局，还有个暂停，所以咱们时间是够用的。
就是上踏板的节奏可以慢一点，但是准备的时间可以稍微，你今天你再慢一点，稍微。一会儿我第二个角度，你就直接喊告诉我干啥，我就干啥了。直接喊告诉我干啥，我就干啥。喝个水啊。嗯。
Ninth end begins. China on top for the first time in the game. Luke Coley, Kenny Edwards with you. The LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019. We're here in Silkeborg, Denmark. There's the score, that 2 in the 8th end, huge. Chelsea Carey missed a shot for 2 in the first. She had a chance for the blank in 7. Can't seem to put 8 shots together in the end. Not playing terrible by any means, just not able to put 8 shots in consecutive.
3, just above LGT. I think it is. Just above, I think it's good.
Yeah, but they're still in this game. They're only trailing by 1. They've got last stone advantage.
Their second halves have been their downfall in the last 2 games yesterday. Need a strong finish in this game right now.
China getting around the guard first.
This looks pistol right into the top of the button. We'll look over Denmark and Scotland. 8th end, Denmark has 1 on the button. Looks like second shot in the back. Chance at 2 now for Madeleine Dupont.
Yeah, Madeleine Dupont trying to play the tap up into the forefoot to score 2.
Yeah, and she made an interesting comment earlier today that the rest of the world's getting better. She just isn't getting worse. She's just sort of staying constant. The rest of the world's getting better. Trying to tap this one up. And we'll tap that one right up into the forefoot. Good for 2. She's hoping to have a strong finish. Try and grow the game of curling here in Denmark a little bit in their home country. Said some of the other countries just getting a little bit more funding, the facilities that they aren't seeing right now in Denmark. In an interview with Hans Frauenlaub earlier today after their first win. So another guard out in front. Canada made that chip shot. Rochelle Brown, great spot.
Yeah.
Have they made it through the port? Well, they're through. Caught enough of this.
Chip roll to the wing. And there's a good team shot for Team Canada.
Good sweep, guys. Good call.
Good.
Yeah, I think Canada just need to be patient. They will get a chance. 2 ends to go.
不够吗？就漏到这儿。是我那出手有问题吗？刚才那个。
Let's look over Finland and Korea, 8th end. Finland leading that one 5-3.
Yeah, Korea looking to go for the big takeout. Have they got it past the guard? Oh, they haven't.
One was all over the guard. Good chunk of it. Finland, could they win their first against Korea? Up 7-3 with 2 ends remaining. Well, through the port, they won't. They're trying to get off to crash on that guard. And slide right through. So an opening now for Team Canada as they will lie 2.
I think it's us. It's close.
没事，这球再擦擦能过去。会让人觉得过不去，就磕了这么大。
Thinking like that 410. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that should be good here, Dana. Should be good. Oh, top 8! Little up. Yeah, I think it's top 8. Top 8!
Right on me.
Calling this one top 8, trying to come around.
Right on me. Top 8. Line's good.
Fighting top 4.
Yeah. Okay, well then, just here.
Top 8. Fighting, half in the port. Sit.
Stop.
Just a little bit too far, do we think?
14-2.
Good.
Double's just there.
The way the houses have been, do you have to throw it fairly hard to get it out?
I think so. I think there's just been a little bit of frost built up on the ice this afternoon. Made things a little bit more difficult as we take a look at sheet D. Latvia trailing United States 7 shots to 5.
Well, needs to make this for 1 to keep them in it.
Better Stasa Sarsuna. Onto the nose. That will be a single point, and they trail by 1. 7-6 after 9.
And Stasa Sarsuna actually outplaying Jamie Sinclair in that game 74 to 60%, but trails in the match.
对。
Like if we're totally under, they're just gonna draw.
Yeah. I don't mind
Yeah.
this.
I don't mind a hair under. Just like a piece.
Okay.
Yeah. Not
Easy.
Okay. Just easy.
Yeah, let's make it.
Well, glorious chance for Canada right now, and needs to seize this if they want to come away with a win in this game.
Easy.
Whoa.
That was close. Okay. Easy down. Whoa. Michelle.
Hard, Michelle.
Hard.
Really gotta go to stick. Hard to stick. Hard to stick. Okay.
This one needs to take a seat.
Okay.
It's not going to
Shoot. Wait was fine. Yeah.
outcount that back yellow, even if it is still biting, and it looks like it's biting.
So these are the mistakes we've seen from Team Canada. They just can't string 7 good stones together.
Good weight. The weight was good. Just did not. 加油。
打到这儿。OK。内这一点。
Well, good shot there was made, and 3 was a definite possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. He was looking as if it was right there for the taking. But has that chance completely gone now?
Meiji's going to play this double. Trying to get this one to curl themselves. spin it out, get it all the way out of the rings. Look at that. Half shot by Canada, and taking full advantage of is China. Made the key shot last end. Led to the chance at 2. This time, double made. Rolls it out.
Get a room right now.
Okay,
Line's
yeah.
close.
Top 8!
Yep.
I thought we were, okay.
Still working to try and generate your offense, Team Canada.
Top 4!
Just need to be in behind the guard with this. Don't need to be fully 12. Just sitting shot stone.
Okay, don't want to then. Go to the back.
Yeah, you were by a lot.
Oh, sorry. I thought we had to go for
No, you did.
This is going to show on the other side.
Oh, sorry.
That one
No,
just
you
hit the
were
brakes.
by a lot.
Top 8 foot. Comes down, sits shot stone. Good sweep for Brown and Ferguson to get that one there.
找一个啊？找，你要干嘛呀？你要投一个还是找？啊。
我用底线力量磕，不想把这位刮开呗。
行。他刚才投到那儿的是14秒，你不得赶对，13秒。行。
Wong Wei just going to try and chase this red. Thought you'd be able to see this on the outside, look.
Yeah, it looked like it did. Trying to go through that port. Get off the yellow. They do. But still not enough to get by and chip that one out.
That's a big miss.
That one just overthrown.
Well, they passed the guard okay, but yeah, but it swung a couple inches. He's probably not going to hit enough of the redstone to remove it from play. So I'm a little surprised it didn't come around the high side.
That's what it felt like, yeah.
Top
Now,
4 foot's perfect.
Canada going after top of the 4 foot.
Speed's the same here as
Still a chance for 3.
Yeah. It's probably not as fast as this one, or
Yeah,
is
hook
it?
another one behind cover.
As this one here? No,
No, as
this
mine,
one here.
my out-turn draw that, or guard that was a draw.
No, not quite as fast.
But can I give you that speed?
Pretty
You didn't
close.
touch that and it was
Yeah,
top
yeah,
four.
pretty
I
close,
like that.
yeah.
Okay.
I want that.
Okay, top 4!
Anywhere in, you should guarantee your 2 as long as you cover the inside edge. Can't be back T. Do not want to leave a freeze.
Well, that one starts grinding and just digs down top 4 foot. Maybe just edge on edge with the guard.
Should be able to get tucked inside a little bit.
It's just sensitive. Like I set that a little harder than I have been. Because I couldn't add, like the way I kicked, I couldn't add much, but I wanted to make sure I got it running. So it just, and then it just stayed.
I can see.
Like a little more aggressive set. And it's,
Most of that one here. Wong Wei trying to get at this one, eliminate any chance at 3 possibility. Jump over Denmark, Scotland. Denmark lying 1-2. The 9th end, leading by 3. Well, Sophie Jackson got here.
Well, it looks like she's having to play a nose hit against 2 for a single. Hit and rolled out with her first. This one looks as if she's made it. That one will hang around, and it's a single point as they head into the 10th end, trailing by 2.
Meanwhile, in our feature game, Wong Wei wrecks on the guard and an open draw to the house, full 12-foot to score 3 and take a 2-point lead into the 10th end.
That long wait for a win over Canada might be getting a little bit longer for Wong Ray.
Needed to make sure you get rid of that one, even if you knows that it's better. You could not wreck on that guard. It's just not the right way to miss that shot. So Chelsea Carey needs to capitalize, full 12-foot.
I got some
Same draw she just threw. This time to score the triple.
Line's good.
Okay, T.
Yeah. This looks like it's
No backing right now.
You're on it. Okay, good.
Okay, you're okay now.
This end went from looking like a good 3 chance to away. And now a 3 is in order. Canada gets what the doctor ordered, a 3. It's a 2-point lead heading to the 10th end, 8-6. They lead China.
I ran better in the inside path.
Yeah,
My first one was just a little wider.
Okay.
Nice stars.
Yeah, that ran how I thought your first one was going to run.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first one I just set a bit. I got out wider. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, 8 more shots.
Yeah, we got this.
2 plays, but
Okay. So
try to eliminate it. I think we go stack.
I like
2 in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we go 2 in and then throw a guard. I think we might as well play in the good stuff as long as we don't let it.
I think the whole nation of Canada just sighed a big relief after Canada cracks 3 in that 9th end. Take a 2-point lead, and
Always finds its way down.
they won't say it's a must-win, but a crucial game to Canada's playoff hopes, taking on China, coming in at 6-1. Top button. Michelle Brown, a great spot.
Okay.
China.
That one especially, yeah.
We saw them yesterday in a game against Russia. They were very successful in putting
And I said, I don't know if
2 corner guards and scoring deuces. They'll need that to tie this game up. Ma Jingyi needs to have this one stop. And it is a tight corner guard.
我这个灯多大？4秒06。那还行，不太，这个不灯的不太小。我说这个灯的不太小。
Line's good.
Yeah, I thought this one was a little hot over here.
Top 8.
Michelle Brown just gonna throw this one in on top.
Top 8, all you.
Top 8.
Line's really good. Curling now. Straight. Okay, that's good.
Nice.
Very nice, good job.
Canada wanting to play in the house. They don't want any guards out front.
Yeah. It timed right.
Just keeping it nice and simple, not bothering trying to play the split.
So 2 corner guards out in front. Still can't peel though. See how hard Canada goes. Like another stone on the center line.
So that it runs into it.
Above it?
Above it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not what Canada want to throw, but they've kind of been forced to.
This is the difference this year with the 5 rock free guard zone rule. Team's adjusting. Normally you'd be up going to peel.
Go if you need to.
There. Gotta go to get to your broom.
All right, guys, really gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta finish.
Really gotta go.
2.
All right, it's trying, it's trying. Keep going, 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 keep going. Good sweep, good sweep.
Not quite as far as they wanted, but they'll be in a center line position. We'll look over at Finland, trying for their first win against Korea. They're up 7-3 playing in the 9th.
Yeah, Finland searching for their first win. Really in command over Korea.
Korea had a strong win earlier today, beating Germany to move to 6-1.
This one just not curling enough. It looks like it's going to be a steal of 1 to Finland. And an 8-3 scoreline.
That's enough.
Yep.
Handshakes. So Finland get win number 1. They do it against a 6-1 Korean side. 8-3 the final. Finland, last team, get their win. They're now 1-7. Korea drops to 6-2. Now tied for third, pardon me, with Russia.
Just firm. Yeah, down.
Lean.
A little quiet. 8-8.
Lean.
Yep.
Yep, yep.
Well, the come around not buried, so trying to come around and get at that one is Canada.
Good, atta girl.
Katina.
Good sweep. Came up a little, but I don't think I can do it again.
Carlo, curl at the end.
That was a little quiet or no? It ended up time.
Yeah, a few more smiles on the Canadian team throughout this one than I definitely saw yesterday. Yao Mingyu trying to have their guards to try and generate at least a 2 to tie the game up.
Yeah, all they need to do is maybe bump something in behind. This one's pretty good. Still leave Canada sitting shot. Should be able to clean pick this yellow one out the side door.
There's about 3 feet of room. Should be able to pick that one out. Canada's 3:15 on their time clock still and counting. I'm going to take the time to talk this one through in this 10th end.
Even a little on the high side so that we can kill it after.
Is it I don't mind that.
I don't mind that.
Is it guard?
Yeah, plenty of time for both
I don't
sides.
really like throwing a guard, I don't think.
Okay, because they'll have that for 2.
I think we need a rock in the house.
Tough one. I think I like.
I don't mind this
for now.
Yeah.
So your airs, like we won't
like
oversleep that
here's,
though.
here's not bad. As long
What
as
did you get on that?
we can use it. 13, no, 13,
I got
8.
13.9. Yeah. Okay, so that's the speed again.
So I think the speed's
They
okay.
capped it. That's what.
Yeah, if we assume it's at the speed,
Yeah.
if it comes down to top 8, then fine. But I like, you throwing that same weight.
I'll have to correct myself. They had more time. I was looking at the other
I think
side.
I need like a 14 and a
They
half
have
for top.
4:30
that's
left in
great.
time still, so even more time to talk this one through for Team Canada.
Nope. That looks like my draw to that.
Okay.
So Kenny, what are they thinking when
3 feet less.
not playing the hit, playing the draw?
Yeah, I think they're just going to try and block things up and make it hard to get in for 2 because China do still have
I think we're all there right
3
now.
stones to come, but they're going to have to waste a couple trying to get in there, open things up.
Okay, top 8, top 8. Whoa. To it, to it. Yeah.
Can't bounce.
To it.
Can't go.
This one looks a little heavy, look.
It's not. No, just to it now.
Don't want to really bounce off it.
Tapping a foot. Tapping half a foot. 6 inches.
And they have bounced it. And you can see the inside now. She's come down at quite weight.
Good, Sarah.
Just 2
Do you
feet.
have to remove those stones now if you're China?
Real close.
I think you've got to make a play in it. If you could give her get to the inside of that red. Just knock it up alongside the other red.
So what kind of weight? Back 8, back 12?
Yeah, back 8 foot.
底线踏板，力量偏大，踏板，底线，下线。
Well,
OK，行，好球。
not the worst result. Left 2 reds at the back of the 4.
Slide over and see. USA, Latvia, 7-6, the US leading. It looks like it's very close of who's shot. Jamie Sinclair's just gonna throw the draw, make sure of it, and win that one. Try to win it with the draw.
Yeah, she just threw the draw with her previous shot, so she knows the weight and line. They actually called a timeout. Pete Fenson, the coach, made his way down onto the ice. Was talking to Jamie Sinclair, asking her what she wants to throw with the last. Did discuss about peeling the guards.
Line's good.
Top 4 guys. All there. Clean. 4-2.
Yep. Drops that one right on the button for another win. That's going to be an 8-6 win over Latvia.
And puts that one on the button and takes that win to the bank. 8-6, as you said. So they're now 4-4. Dug themselves a hole, and they're trying to climb out of it now here at this World Championship. Similar to last year, they got behind the 8 ball early.
Yeah, it's valid.
Latvia drops to
draw
1-7.
Like chisel off this is okay.
We could.
Almost same weight.
It's not bad. What do you like, Dan?
Like, yeah, even if you come into the side of this, it's not bad.
Okay.
We just
Okay.
tight ice it.
Like
Yeah,
with
this is,
easy, or
I
you
would
can
actually
use
like
weight?
to kill this one,
Canada
I think.
with that
I don't think
timeout.
it will ever hurt us. I think you can
This
just,
one's just like over curled to the back one.
sorry?
You know what I mean? Like the yellow has over curled to the back.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So what, like 3/4?
Yeah, like at 3/4 you're okay, half a rock you're okay.
Just want to
Okay.
catch this hair
What kind
inside
of
the
weight
nose
are
and make the
I'm
roll to
thinking
the
just
center line.
normal, even
And
less
if you
if
pick
you
the back
want.
red,
I
great,
kinda like
because that
easy.
I like
removes the
easy.
backing.
Yeah, just get it.
We can get a little
inside.
more with that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that, I think.
Yeah, I think so. They freeze.
If we throw a guard, she can run this, kill 2, and sit 3-on-1. I just don't like leaving her that, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I like
Sarah?
that.
Okay.
I think that's better. Try to get the back one, but not at the risk of
Do you
jamming.
like this ice, Sarah?
Yep, that's exactly what they're calling. Just make a good roll. That's all you worry about.
Don't try and get cute with it, getting rid of the back one. Chelsea's father, the team coach, Dan Carey, out there to discuss that one.
Really gotta go, Rochelle. All you got, you got it. Stop!
This one's good.
Good.
Well, they do make the hit and roll.
Good. Nice. Good seat. Sorry, I just slid tight and
No,
set
it's
it
all
tonight,
good.
So
No,
I was
it's
just like,
okay.
we're jamming it.
That
Great
was
shot.
clear.
I knew when to stop. Sorry, Charles. I
got the
just
cold one. No,
slid tight and set it, so I panicked.
那俩有点儿差的有点大，我感觉够呛。
估计转不上去，能留在那个位置最多了。
没啥用啊。
但是还不能往这儿投。
对，这是头磕。
China calling the timeout also. And certainly think it's worthy of a timeout. Difficult situation. You're 2 down, facing a bundle of Canadian stones.
回头上面赢的行，因为他肯定能反粘你。但是你要上面赢的话，我要是再打的话，空隙是 大。
你先粘一个，尽量停到上去，不要磕太远，要不他反粘你，你握死第2分都不好等。
我粘上，
你就留到上去赢他就行，粘上了就行。他反粘你轻磕一点也行，磕一点最好能磕出脚来，实在不行就拿那个找。
这边那个。
对，最后只能拿这边找，这边的线路就不太好。
这边好像没有。
对吧？你现在这边弧线好，你可以考虑磕完甩到他这边也 OK。
现在呀。
啊，磕完甩到它里面也行。
我觉得磕完往外甩也行。
甩过来的话，它不是一打就全没了吗？然后再
不，你磕它一点，把它磕到那个3分片外面，你甩在外面，它打有相关有东西。啊，看好线，粘一点，磕一点都行。
Well, they probably talked about not just this shot, but the next few as well. How do you generate 2 out of this end now?
再来一点吧 ，OK。
Make this freeze. Does Canada just cap it off?
Yeah, I just think you need to corner freeze just right where that L is on the LGT logo.
OK。
Try to lock this one on.
Line and weight looks really good.
Ma Yao, get it right to the L. And as you said, Kenny, a little tap actually even better. More room to try and get another one in. Canada quickly knowing that they are going to just, do you throw the guard or do you draw right down in?
You just throw this right in on top of it.
Okay, right to it. Okay, a little short of it doesn't kill us. Okay.
Just looking at it now,
Really
maybe right in on top of it's a
Yeah,
bad
kinda
call.
similar to what you've been seeing. I think so, yeah. Like I probably need to give, it's probably same as the
Because you could maybe come down and blast everything with your next.
If you corner that yellow, or pardon me, the red that's in the top of the A-foot.
Corner the red, I think, would be a better call. Even top 12, it's because you can't afford to bounce off this yellow.
So better being a little short than too deep. Chelsea carries first, skip stones of this 10th end.
Line's good.
2 ends here.
Whoa, no bounce.
We can go, we can go.
Line's great, right to it.
I think we're gotta go.
Gotta go.
Hard. We're to it. We're okay. We're to it.
No bounce.
Needs to just curl an inch.
Nice shot. Good judge, guys. Really nice shot.
Sticks that one in there.
Nice shot. Thanks. Good weight.
A little more curl would have been
Yeah.
nice, but.
Well, that center line guard actually helping them because you can't throw a rocket at this to hit the angle you need if you're China.
Likely, yeah.
Do you want to throw the outside?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's almost like a corner guard with the end, though. Right?
Yes.
So Chelsea Carey playing a really good shot here in this 10th end with a first stone.
This has been one of their more complete ends so far of the game. They picked a good time for it. Put the pressure on China throughout this 10th end.
This one going to over curl.
Get by, and we'll tap it on the nose. They're line 1.
How do you make 2 if you are China, even if Canada don't throw this stone?
Because of it over curling, they took away their option of maybe even that yellow corner guard running it in.
Potentially.
At this, it's probably spinning, right?
Yeah, and but we still, she can't stick the shooter.
Yeah, and this isn't going anywhere.
But I think that's all she has, right? So I think we still throw the guard there.
Yeah, like she could try it
With the, yeah, I actually think that's the bigger risk, that guard. I still don't think it's there.
No.
But
so like on the G.
yeah, right on
Well,
the G.
I think that corner guard on the left's actually a bigger challenge. I think the one on the right's a bigger challenge.
The one on the LGT logo?
Yeah.
I think this way looks easier.
You drive that
'cause it hangs on
into
center
the
for
top
so long,
red.
right?
Yeah.
That's kind of where our corners have
Being
been
like
going.
a corner guard thrower,
Like,
I see this.
Does she still have that shot if we're
Yeah,
here?
she does. That's the problem. Like, I
That
think we want to make
red
sure we take away
back
this
left.
rock. Is
Okay,
more
we have a
important,
minute
isn't it?
40.
Chelsea
the
Carey's
outside,
foot in the
because I think
left,
this,
and
like,
that might
covering
outcount it.
this is the most important part,
Okay.
isn't it? So I think
Okay.
just inside the G is
Okay,
good.
let's make it.
Like here?
I was
Is that
thinking here
enough?
more.
Yeah, okay, I like that.
You got it, Chelsea. Okay, yeah, minute
China
and
might
20.
be left with
Okay.
absolutely nothing with her last.
Well, Canada looking to throw this guard. They've also
Okay. Okay, sweep for 3.
will have seen
just
a
over a
one-loss
minute. You
team
should be good. Just
come
on the
back,
inside
lose
edge of
this
the
one
G.
in Korea.
Okay.
Seen Scotland, who's at 4 and
This is
3,
wider, but it
lose.
should be the same
USA
speed, okay?
winning
Yeah.
next to them, so they're at 4 and 4.
On this side. Okay.
Canada win can
Longer
move to
doesn't kill
4
us.
and 4.
Okay. Probably rather miss it long than
Okay.
short.
Lots of time.
Yeah. Okay.
Important guard to be placed. Take away. Not going to be an easy shot either way. Final game out on the ice here in session 13.
Just 2! We're just a 2.
Okay,
Over and off.
over and off, okay. Over curling. 1.5. Let it.
Just wanting this one over the hog line.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they're going to go for this
Okay.
one on the right.
Okay, that takes away that one. Good
So
sweep
the
there.
yellow to the middle red.
Sorry, I just babied that a little.
That's okay.
So yellow, red, yellow to squeeze that red out to try and tie this game up.
Yeah, need to score 2 to take this into an extra end. Just over a minute on the clock for China. So enough time. No rush.
稍微再收一点点。对。
加油。
Wang Rei has not had her usual stellar game so far. Make up for it with a last rock make. Big extension here, got to hit the right angle.
加油！加油！加油！加油！加油！再下！
It's to curl up, right in, and won't do it. It's going to be just 1, and Canada gets a much needed win against China to even their record at 4 and 4. China drops to 6 and 2. What a win for Canada, coming up with 3 in the 9th. What a game.
Good job.
Good job, girls. Yeah. Hi, Finny.
Good grind.
Hi, everyone at home. Hi.
All right.
Seventh end and an open end played to get the blank. Chelsea Carey needs to hit and roll out to blank it. But it will over curl, and Chelsea Carey and Canada forced to take a single point in 8. Great clear late in the end by Meiji. Leaves the double chance for 2 for China. And look at that, great double takeout. But Canada back in the 9th end really set it up and got a couple of misses from Wang Rei and China. Chelsea Carey has the open draw to the house to score 3 points.
Clean is such an awkward movement.
And after unable to make a miraculous run back, China only gets 1 in the 10th. It's over Canada. Much needed win after 2 losses yesterday. Pick up the victory. Knock off China. 8-7 the final. Here's a look at all the other games in session 13. Finland defeats Korea 8-3. Their first win of the event, while Denmark knocks off Scotland 9-6. Canada that game 8-7 winners over China. Latvia drops that one to the States. The US comes back and holds on a 9-6 win for the USA. Which leaves us Sweden atop the standings, the only team with 1 loss now, 6-1. Then China, Korea, Russia, 6-2. Switzerland at 4-3 right behind. Then Canada, Scotland, and USA at 4-4. Germany, Japan at 3-4. Denmark 2-6. And Finland, Latvia both with just 1 win, sitting at 1-7.
Chelsea, another important win here. How do you feel?
Good. The ice was tricky early, but I felt like we had a really good beat on what was going on. Their girls were reading it really well and judging the pass and the sweeping. And it was a battle all the way. Got a break in 9 with her ticking on the guard and took the 3, and then we're able to close it out. So definitely a big win for us.
A couple of missed shots early on, but you seemed really loose out there. What's the difference today?
Well, I mean, we've got nothing to lose at this point, quite frankly. Like, we just got to keep winning. So I thought we were loose yesterday, too. It was just frustrating because we couldn't get anything going our way. So we had a talk last night, and we just said, you know, we can only do what we can do. Go out and make some shots and hope. We were playing better than the results, so we hoped that it would turn around for us, and today it did. So hopefully we can keep that going.
Congratulations, Kaylee, and well done.
Thank you very much.
Well, Chelsea Carey, a much-needed win, and that wraps up session 13. Here from Silkeborg, for Kenny Edwards, myself, Luke Coley, our entire crew, thanks for watching. We'll see you later.
Good job.
Good job, girls.
Yeah.
Hi, Finny.
Good grind.